Britain's counter-radicalisation programme, PREVENT, is enmired in confusion, failure, bureaucratic inertia. It's not merely a matter of speculation, but one of real evidence, empirical evidence, most recently shown in the catastrophic case of Axel Rudakabana and the tragic murder of Sir David Amess. If these examples were not enough, a succession of other high-profile failures underscores the fundamental flaws in PREVENT's design, purpose and execution. And Dame Sarah Khan, formerly a leading advocate of PREVENT and counter-extremism commissioner, has now expressed profound disillusion with the programme, stating that she no longer understands its remit. Her frustration must echo broader concerns. Is PREVENT designed to tackle extremism or terrorism? The Home Office's inability to differentiate between these terms has resulted in a muddled, ineffective approach where strategies are vague, priorities shift unpredictably, and success is impossible to measure. And I think it's very interesting that the Home Office lies at the heart of this blame, because the Home Office is equally vague, unpredictable, and inaccessible. PREVENT's shortcomings are not new revelations. Khan delivered 3 official reports to the government between 2019 and 2021, followed by the Khan Review in 2024, all of which highlighted strategic, legislative and operational failures allowing extremism to flourish. And these reports received no substantive response from either the Conservative or the Labour governments, underscoring a dangerous culture of indifference. We shouldn't be measuring PREVENT by what it fails to do, but we should be detailing what it succeeded in doing. How has it succeeded in combating extremism and terrorism? What is its success ratio? If it's not having any success ratio, then clearly it's failing. And then we should look at the failures, because the failures are an almighty demonstration of chaos in the Home Office and beyond. The cases of Axel Rudakabana and Sir David Amess's killer Ali Harbi Ali exemplify this failure. Rudakabana was referred to PREVENT 3 times, yet his case was prematurely closed. Why? Similarly, Ali was identified as a potential extremist in 2014, exited from the programme in 2016 and went on to commit a brutal act of terrorism in 2021. The Learning Review into Ali's case cited problematic assessments, questionable decision-making and suboptimal handling. These are not isolated incidents, but symptoms of a fundamentally broken system under the aegis of a fundamentally broken ministry, the Home Office. The Home Office is there, or should be there, to make sure that we are protected. I don't feel protected by the stories that are coming out about the failure of PREVENT, by the stories that are coming out daily about the failure of the Home Office, by the stories that come out about the various Home Office ministers failing and tyrannising our country. I remember very clearly Suella Braverman standing at the dispatch box shouting, "Invasion!" Madness, as if we can be deflected into silence when we observe the failures of the Home Office. As I was walking past through Trafalgar Square this morning, I bumped into a delightful fellow called Alban, I think, and we reflected on the march of the huge Albanian community in protest at Suella Braverman's racism. This is the Home Office. This is what leads our country. One of the major criticisms levelled at PREVENT is its opaque structure. Responsibilities between police, local authorities and intervention providers remain blurred, leading to crucial misjudgments. The failure to involve Ali's school in continued monitoring, and the misallocation of intervention sessions, 1 instead of 2, are examples of PREVENT's inconsistent application. These administrative oversights have life and death consequences. And despite multiple reviews identifying failings, PREVENT continues to operate under the illusion of effectiveness. The government's standard response to criticism, stating its commitment to countering extremism, rings hollow when no meaningful reforms have been undertaken. Khan warns of a chronic democratic decline, where independent reports and expert recommendations are disregarded, shuffled around on the desks of the Home Office, contributing to an unchecked rise of extremism in the UK. And who is responsible? the Home Office. The murders of the three children in Southport and of Sir David Amos demand accountability. Defenders argue that radicalisation is difficult to intercept. Yet repeated failures suggest a lack of structural competence rather than an inherently insurmountable problem. Calls for a public inquiry into prevents failings are growing louder, but that simply kicks the problem down the road. I think a public inquiry is necessary, but at the same time, we should have something that actually works. Anna Firth is demanding a broader investigation that includes past cases going all the way back to the 2020 Reading murders and the London Bridge attacks. Absolutely. But we should have something that works, and it needs to be in place now. Prevent is a programme in disarray, ill-defined, inconsistently applied, and resistant to scrutiny. And as long as the Home Office is inaccessible, this is all it's going to produce. Programmes which don't work. A lot of paperwork shuffled around a desk. Ministers who are branded with overreach. With nearly 60,000 referrals in the last decade and multiple cases of individuals exiting the programme only to commit acts of terrorism, its deficiencies are evident. A system meant to preempt extremism instead functions as an administrative exercise lacking urgency and effectiveness, and if the government continues to ignore expert warnings, the failures of Prevent will not only persist but will come at an ever higher cost to national security and public safety. We are spending so much money on this programme and it's doing nothing. We are spending so much money on the Home Office and it's doing nothing. The time for vague reassurances has surely passed. Real reform, beginning with a public inquiry, involving the dismantling and the rebuilding of the Home Office, involving a replacement for Prevent that actually works, is the only way forward. We can apportion blame later.